I'm gonna turn on my MacBook so I can look down and see what's going on. Hi, someone's here. There's a few of you that are here, I think, one or two. I'm gonna turn on my MacBook so I can look down and see what's going on. Hi, someone's here. There's a few of you here. How's everybody doing? Chip's here. My hair's a hot mess. My MacBook so I can look down and see what's going on. Hi, someone's here. Okay, there's a few of you here. How's everybody doing? Chip's here. My hair's a hot mess. My MacBook so I can look down and see what's going on. Hi, someone's here. Okay, there's a few of you here. How's everybody doing? I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that, but I like totally lowered the volume, so there's no like what's that called? Backlog? Can you guys hear me? Hi, Ramiz. Can you hear me? Because I had to turn the volume off on my, can you hear me? Can you just let me know that you can hear me? Can you hear me? So, we're gonna have kombucha and chill. So, you can, okay, great. I just want to make sure. I had to turn it off on my phone because for some reason it was like doing a backlog, but I'm gonna look down here for the comments because it's bigger and it's just a lot easier to follow. Yay, this works. I don't know why, but it works better when like I have my iPhone open and then I have my laptop. So what's going on, everybody? How's your week been? Has anyone done the challenge that was here last week? I see there's new names, so not everyone was here last week. How does everybody feel about the time? I feel like this is an awkward time. I don't know why. We might have to do it a little later. Do you feel like it would be better if we did 9 p.m. Central? Let me know. I think Monday nights are a good night. So I'm having kombucha. If you guys have never had this, it's like one of my favorites, the Dr. Drew Love. I've been drinking this stuff for like 5 or 6 years now. It's phenomenal. Very good. It is not sponsored by them. Maybe they'll hit me up and be like, can you make a sponsored post? You never know nowadays. Okay, so what's going on? Talk to me, have a conversation with me. What is up in everyone's reality? What do you need help with? I'm gonna do just like a 45-minute hour live today, just because I have a lot of things to do this week. And I'm going out of town next week. So there will be a live next week. I just don't know if I'm gonna have to move days. Or I might do it this Friday, just so that way there's another live. I might schedule another live this week. That's because I'm going to be at an event. So I don't think Monday night at 8 p.m. next week is going to work, but I will double check. I will let you guys know and I'll post everywhere so you know, okay? So, am I telling stories? Are we having conversations? Or is nobody really wanting to ask questions? It starts off like this. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, like, so where's everybody in the world? US, Europe. Because if you're in Europe, we can always adjust the time to morning too. I thought about that. Maybe we'll do like a Friday Tulsa. Cool. Okay. So you're on Midwestern time, like Central, like me. Hi, hello, welcome. Get comfortable. We're hanging out for like 45 minutes or an hour, however long this is gonna be. It will not be longer than an hour today because, like I said, I've got a lot. Reno, Nevada, okay? Awesome, Bridget. Where else are you guys from? I'm from Chicago, like the Chicagoland area. If any of you are familiar with that. Has anyone ever been to Chicago? We're just making small talk right now until somebody gets the appetite to ask a question. How do I get in the headspace to visualize what I want? Having a hard time visualizing. Why do you think you have to visualize? You don't have to just, okay, so there's nothing wrong. Here's the thing. Nothing wrong with visualizing. Absolutely, you can do that. But if you don't like visualizing, then just script, or you can affirm, or you can do inner conversations. Is it just that you're struggling right now? What's going on, Mama E? I need a little bit more. Hello from Pakistan. What time is it in Pakistan, Ramiz? Oh my God, it's got to be like so late there, no? Or is it really early morning? I don't know. Detroit, okay. I'm from New Mexico. Awesome. Well, I had a dream I won and I've been affirming. That's good. Guys, your dreams always tell you where your headspace is at, okay? So like, even if you have a bad dream, don't freak out. It literally means nothing. But I really want you to get in the headspace of, if that's what you're affirming for and you have a dream of it, just be like, oh, that means I'm in this state, done, right? So just trust that. As well as someone won, excited. I thought about it, but next time. Okay. Well, I had a dream I won the lotto and I've been affirming. But so you would continue to persist until it's you, or you could just manifest getting the money another way. It doesn't always have to be the lotto. Doesn't matter how you get it. You might like inherit money from like your great Uncle Joe on your dad's side that like is estranged and leaves you like 3 million. I mean, like it'll come in any way it needs to. So I would more specifically manifest the money, not so much the how. Not that there's anything wrong with winning the lotto. You can absolutely do it. There was somebody on here last week that was talking about how one of their neighbors manifested winning the lottery, I think in Florida, if I remember correctly, and they taught them Neville, and that's what brought them to Law of Assumption. It was like a really cool story. Okay. I know I want, but the specific details to what I'm having a hard time getting into. I would just script. And if you feel like anytime a manifestation gets hard, you're not manifesting correctly. I don't care what anyone says. The moment manifesting becomes hard and difficult, you are not in the right state. So you need to shift out of that state and take a break. That's like always for me when I feel drained, when I feel tired, when I feel like I'm spinning my wheels and going nowhere, or I'm like getting triggered left and right, because I'm human too, right? I fall into unideal states as well. That is when you need to take a break, stop doing what you're doing, and just shift to a better state, and then either try that a little bit later or come back to it in a few days or in a week, right? Sometimes something that's really overrated, and I'm a huge advocate for it, is sometimes take a break. Manifestation is not supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be easy, and if it feels that way, then you need to refocus on where your self-concept is and what state you're inhabiting, right? So if it's hard and trying and you're exhausted, you're making everything hard, exhausting, and you can't manifest from that state anyways. You technically can if you shift to a better state, but you're going to be really tired, and even if you do manifest something, it won't be ideal. You know what I mean? You'll get like half-assed results, at least from my experience. Let me look. I know I want, okay. Why does visualizing make me sad? Depends on, well, probably because you're probably not thinking about, I don't know, what are you thinking about that's making you sad? It depends. It could be because that's not what you truly desire, or it could be here's the thing, guys, I'm not a mind reader, even though I am you pushed out. If I don't have a little bit more information, it's kind of harder to, you need it. What are you thinking that's making you sad? You either maybe don't feel worthy of your desire, or you don't feel like it's possible, or it's making you think about circumstances. If it's making you think about circumstances, then you need to take a break and get yourself out of that state and then come back to it, either a little bit later or in a few days, like I suggested earlier. That's always, I think, a really good thing to go to. All right, let me look here. What if I had a bad dream? Doesn't mean anything. A lot of times it depends. If it's a reoccurring dream, it just means that it's still in your consciousness, right? If it's a one-time bad dream and then it never happens again, usually that just means that you had to manifest it into your dreams and it won't happen in your 3D reality. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a big difference. But I've dreamt about things a few times in my dreams that were quote unquote bad more than once. And that didn't mean it necessarily manifested. I think that just means I was in a state of where it could happen. But instead of materializing in my 3D, it materialized in my dreams. Do you see what I'm saying? So I would just brush it off. It doesn't mean anything. You just have to shift back. That just means that that belief is stronger, right? Like you are predominantly in that. You're being that person more than what you want to be. That's all I would, and it doesn't matter. So you could just shake it off. It's whatever you think it is, right? So you could just be like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. It just had to manifest because in my dream, so that way it doesn't happen in my 3D reality. Okay. I don't know why I'm always sitting Indian style in these lives. I'm like the queen of Indian style. Okay. I'm struggling to find the right way to manifest. Okay, Bridget, if you need more help, what to affirm and okay, so while I wish I could give you all the knowledge to get you out of that, you got to remember it is usually the same thing with most people, but I'm not in your head and we're not having a one-on-one conversation where I'm actually hearing everything you're saying. So if you're struggling, right, like you've made it hard. So you have a self-concept that things are hard for you, that this isn't working. You need to get yourself out of that self-concept first. And then if you're noticing that what you're doing isn't getting you there, or like you're not getting the results you want, right? That is when I would say you need to contemplate, okay, do I need a little bit more perspective? Do I maybe need to get a coaching session? It doesn't have to be with me. And here's the thing, you never really need coaching, but sometimes you do need a little bit more perspective to get yourself out of it, to know what you're actually doing incorrectly. And I'm not saying that you are doing anything correctly, but based off of what you wrote, I would say the main thing is this idea that you're struggling and that it's hard, right? So you need to get out of that. And then you have this story, like been in no contact for 6 months. I feel like I'm being told what to do, what to affirm. I feel like I need to be told what to do and what to affirm, etc. So I can I get so down on myself. So you keep instead of believing in you're lacking two things that I noticed from your message. Like I said, the coaching is there because remember, I can only give you so much perspective from like this much of information. If you want to use it, please do. I would love to help you. If not, don't feel pressured to buy. That's not what I mean here. Two things you got going on, right? You're looking to the 3D because and I could tell because of what you're saying, you're worried about the fact that it's been so long. You're worried that you haven't been in contact and that it's difficult. You said at the very beginning, I'm struggling. So you don't think you're manifesting right, and you are doubting the process, and you're also doubting your ability to manifest them in. You need to change your self-concept about all that and about your SPs. So you need to start becoming the person that things are easy for, that doesn't give a shit what you see in your 3D, right? That doesn't look to the 3D for answers. You need to just be like, I don't give a fuck what I see. I trust and know that this is mine. Creation is finished. You're not creating. So the thing is, when you're coming from that energy, you're trying to change what you're seeing versus changing yourself, right? We're always trying to like change the current reality, but it's not about changing the current reality. It's about going within and changing how you feel about it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, even though sometimes we think we're manifesting, we're not. We're actually not in the state, because that alone, right? All that whole story is not being in the state. You're in the state of it being hard, trying, and difficult, and you needing to see some kind of form of like reflection in the 3D reality in order for you to believe it's possible. And you even said it here when you're like, I just need someone to tell me what to do. So if you have a belief that talking to someone's going to help you, then just do it. I mean, sometimes it's easier that way too. Like, and the truth is, sometimes when we're really stuck in our shit, when you're going to someone else or like have an outside perspective, like right now, right? I'm giving you a perspective. You'll know what to do then, right? So, right. And it'll also help you see things from a different light, if that makes sense. Let me look. And guys, when I say you might benefit from coaching, it doesn't mean you necessarily need it. I just feel like sometimes people are in real denial thinking that they don't need it. And in reality, they do. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. And I know a lot of coaches will say like, oh, you don't need coaching. Well, it depends. Are you being accountable? Are you accountable enough for yourself to be able to do it, right? Like sometimes just having an accountability or manifesting buddy can help with all that. So just kind of depends. What about negative thoughts when I'm in and out of sleep? It's not dreaming, but old story comes up automatically when I'm in the state of being and out of sleep. What do you mean? Like when you're waking up, like the first thing you're remembering is negative thoughts? Is that what you mean? You're gonna have to give me more information, Emma. I can't believe it's 6 a.m. in Pakistan. That's early. It's very early. Okay. How do you get past the length of time it's been since contact from SP? I would just go within and soothe yourself. And you need to, Helga, you have to stop focusing on time, because the more you focus on time, the more time there will be, right? You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are, meaning you have to become it first in order to manifest it. So if we're putting so much focus on SP not being here, it's been so long, we haven't talked, you're gonna get more of that. So you need to change your self-concept around this idea that it's been so long. And then also you need to deal with so a lot of you have this common theme of needing the 3D to validate how you feel right away. That's not how it works, right? It's not I'll see it when I believe it. It's I'll believe it and then I'll see it. So it's really important that you need a strong conviction of who you are, okay? A lot of you who are struggling, it's because you don't believe in your own power and you don't believe quite in the law. Or you just don't believe that you can manifest a specific person. It could be one of those multiple things, right? Or you could just feel like it's hard and trying, or it's been so long and it's not going to ever work, right? It could be a combination of all those things. Whatever it is for you, you need to pinpoint that and make a new self-concept around that and embody a version of you that doesn't have that anymore, right? The version of you that knows that everything's always working for you. The version of you that knows how powerful you are. The version of you that doesn't go checking the 3D or looking or caring. The version of you that just fully embodies the state. Does that answer your question? I think so. SP told me is my person. He lives me, but feels to be with his children, his child's mother. Okay, so you live with your specific person, okay? So you have a belief. Okay, what you just wrote, Sarah, is exactly why you're struggling. Do you see how you wrote, sometimes I can find that's why I ask you for more details, because it's a little bit easier to answer the questions. So here you said, he feels he needs to be with his child's mother. So you have a belief that he would rather be with the child, like the mother of his children, than you. And that could be an insecurity of not being good enough, or maybe that their connection is stronger, or that she's always going to be like a obstacle for you. I don't know what it exactly is, to be with him and not be a halfway father. Okay, so you need to change your beliefs. You have a belief that he thinks this, and then you probably have a belief that people don't really show up for you. In a way, that's it is a third party, right? Like the kids and the mother of the children, right? Because you can make it just as easily where you believe that the person you're in love with shows up for you, is always there for you, right? You're their priority. You don't feel like a priority here. You probably don't feel good enough, and you probably feel like the people you love are half in, half out, or just don't prioritize you. It's about, honestly, here from what I'm seeing is that you're not a priority, because he could easily spend half his time with them and half of his time with you, right? It's not he's a dad and then he's a boyfriend and that's it. He could be a dad, a boyfriend, and co-parent with the mom. I mean, I know some people get really triggered when people have kids with people, but shit, that's a blessing, I think, because I'm not saying that's not everybody's ideal reality, and you can always change things if that wasn't the case before, absolutely. But think about it. It's another person to help with those kids. It's another pair of hands. If the ex-wife or ex-mother, if the mother of his children is cool, who cares? Just manifest that the mother of his kids doesn't want to be with him and encourages him to be with you, and that he only wants to be with you. You don't feel chosen and you don't feel prioritized. I can already tell in both of that. So you need to change your self-concept around that, and you need to change your whole story about what's going on there, okay? My mind is fighting the new story. Emma, can you read that first sentence to yourself? My mind is fighting the new story. Why are you making it hard for yourself? You just said, my mind is fighting the new story. I know you're telling me what's going on, but if you keep telling yourself, my mind is fighting the new story, then your mind will fight the new story. Why not just believe that you can easily shift to whoever you want to be? Manifesting is like, don't believe this ideology that like my subconscious mind can fight me, or it's really tough, it's really hard, because then you create more of that. I was doing it amazing yesterday, but now my brain is fighting it. See, your whole story is like, my body's fighting it, my mind's fighting it. Like the old story is just so strong. Well, if you keep believing that, I had this happen to me a few years ago, and I didn't realize at the time. I was constantly flipping thoughts too. Is that what you're doing? Because I feel like when people are fighting and flipping thoughts, they're actually making things worse, and they don't realize that that can make it worse, right? Because if you're coming at your subconscious mind combatively, it mirrors what you are, so it'll be combative. You need to drop the story that it's hard and that like you need to fight this. You have a belief that things are hard for you. So you need to create a new self-concept around things being easy, you being able to reprogram your mind to easy, and you being able to push this out easier. And like dropping the old story is easy, and being in the new story is even easier. So I would work with those two things. Oh wow, there's a lot of questions tonight. Took a second, but it was like feeling long for my desire. Okay, do we manifest when or how we die? What? Yes, you do manifest your death as well. You do. If you think about it, if we manifest anything, so why wouldn't we manifest our death? It would just go based off of your beliefs. Like Neville Goddard himself didn't want to die old. I know that. And he died like, I think in his 60s or 70s. I don't remember. But he always said he didn't want to live to be really old, right? It just depends on your beliefs. If you think you're going to die like in your 50s of a heart attack, you probably will, right? Like if you think like everybody in your family has cancer and you're going to get cancer, you're going to die of cancer. Well, what do you think the odds are if that's like a hardcore belief you have? Remember, genetics don't play a role in this. It's just your beliefs. It's all like placebo. Everything is a fucking placebo, if I'm being real honest. Okay. Let's go into this. Hi, LaFleur. Oh my God, it's been a minute. Good to see you. Yes, like, you know, when you're having trouble sleeping and you're groggy. That's because it's really concentrated on your mind, and you probably think, oh my God, every time I wake up, the old story's just there to haunt me. You just need to drop that. And you just need to, like, you need to do what I said earlier. Like, you need to stop thinking that you're, like, fighting this. Yeah, you have this whole story of, like, my mind's fighting me, even when I'm waking up. Like, you need to drop that, my love. Let that shit go. Thank you for your insights. I so appreciate you sharing your knowledge. You're welcome. I had 2 days of frustration, but now I'm back in the game, baby. Keep going. You know how this goes. You know how this goes. Okay. All right, so I'm just getting text messages up the wazoo right now. Okay, Maria, I feel he is way out of my league. You need to change your beliefs about your self-worth and what you deserve. Okay, if you feel like somebody's out of your league, it could be because of your weight, it could be because of your age. You're insecure, so you need to work and feel secure about who you are is enough, and then be like, no, I'm out of his league. Or I'm out of his league, and he'd be lucky to have me. So you need to work on self-concept about how desirable you are, how beautiful you are, how amazing you are, okay? So work on that. And then start believing that he's out of your league, but you're giving him a shot, and he's chasing you like crazy. That's what I would do. Okay, let me look. You know what's weird? I have to get in contact with SP, but for some reason the universe is blocking any messages. LaFleur, there is no universe blocking you. You block yourself. You're probably just not in the right state. You probably think that something's preventing you from being with him. Remember, it's just a belief. SP, stop talking to me. Okay. Emma, you have a lot of stories, my love. Okay, so I have like a whole 2 videos you should watch. It's on my channel. One's called So you've been living in the end, now what? And then there's another one called Why Manifesting Your Specific Person is Keeping You from Them. I would go watch that. Emma, you have a lot of stories here. A lot of stories and it's not a good or bad thing. It's just the current state you're in. You're in this, I can't do it. Things are hard. We haven't talked. I messaged after 20 days of no contact and he's been slow to respond. At least he's responding to you, right? There's nothing wrong with, here's the thing. Not that we should ever settle for crumbs, but hold on, I gotta read the rest of this. Okay, so he did stop responding to you. It's because you were honey. Guys, when you're not in the right state, don't reach out to someone because you're not gonna get, a lot of people when they're feeling anxious and nervous feel this need to reach out to their specific person, but they're not gonna get the results that they want. And then they're triggered for months or weeks. Don't do that to yourself. It's setting yourself up for failure. If you don't feel good about what you're about to do and it's out of insecurity and needing to make sure they don't go anywhere, don't do it. Just work on your self-concept, take a break, and just come back to it. You shouldn't ever just do something for validation. You're doing it to make sure they haven't moved on or doing it because you want to make sure they haven't forgotten about you. No. Don't ever do it from insecurity. I mean, you can. It doesn't fuck anything up, but you're just not going to get the result you want, and you're going to be really triggered. Yes, I was flipping thoughts. Guys, don't flip thoughts. Okay, I'm going to go on a whole rant here because who is teaching you to flip fucking thoughts? Nobody flips thoughts anymore. Do not flip thoughts. I'm not mad at you. I get loud because, Emma, and I don't know if you're new to the channel. I don't think you were on last week. I don't remember. A lot of you jump around from coach to coach to coach to coach, right? And you hear lots of different information. And just because someone's doing a free live every week, you feel like you need to be there front row and center, right? And ask questions. And a lot of you get confused because there's so much bad fucking information out there. That doesn't mean that every coach is bad. I'm not saying that. But there are a lot of people teaching the law that should not be fucking teaching the law. I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to say people's names because I honestly don't give a fuck. Meaning, I don't have anything against anyone. This isn't attacking anyone, but there are so many people out there that are basic bitch manifestors, meaning I shouldn't use that word either, meaning they're so new to the law. They have almost no experience manifesting. They've maybe manifested a cup of coffee and one text message, and now they think they're experts. They should not be teaching other people how to manifest. I've known about Neville Goddard for over 6 years now. I've been 6-7 years, and I've been implementing his teachings consistently and seeing huge results for the last 6 years, 5 to 6 years, closer to 5, but meaning I didn't start coaching people until I felt comfortable, even though I kind of already knew this stuff and had a background in manifestation. I've been manifesting my whole life. I knew law of attraction. I knew Joe Dispenza. I've met Joe Dispenza in person. I knew Neil Donald Walsh. I have a picture with Neil Donald Walsh. My whole life has been spirituality and going down the rabbit hole, right? But I didn't feel comfortable creating my channel until I started on TikTok 2 years ago. And that's when I really started coaching people on a very high level. And I was prepared for it because I'd been doing it for a year before, if not longer, because I had so much experience. I already knew this stuff. I just didn't know the words to it. The only thing I think that was missing was everyone is you pushed out. And that was a real mind F, right? Understanding that people don't have free will. I know I'm kind of getting off a tangent here, but stop flipping thoughts. And if coaches are telling you to flip thoughts, don't follow them. Do not follow them. I'm just telling you, from my own fucking personal experience, that is some basic bitch, basic Joe, basic her, she, them, they, their. I'm not the best with the pronouns, so don't get mad at me. That's basic bitch teachings. If people are telling you to flip thoughts, they suck. Stay away. Stay away. If all they do is if all they teach you is affirming and flipping thoughts, they don't know jack shit about the law. Because manifesting from states is where it's at. And just because a coach doesn't know about states doesn't mean they're bad, okay? Don't get me wrong. But flipping thoughts is, just don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't, when I read your comment, fucking knew it. I knew it too. I'm I know Emma's flipping thoughts. I just feel it. You are me pushed out, so I fucking felt it. Yeah, I'm on fire, that's for sure. Okay, I didn't mean to go on a rant for so long, but please stop following so many people. If you're gonna follow me, these are the only coaches you're allowed to watch if you follow me, because we have similar teachings. You are allowed to follow me. And I know some of you will listen to this and some of you will be like, oh, only these people? And it's just because I know these people and I trust these people, meaning I've talked to these people, like I've had some kind of friendship or like communication and I know where their mindset's at, minus Dylan James. But you can listen to Dylan James, he's good. He's really on self-concept, okay, which is great. And he's really into like teaching you things. If you want to listen to Dylan James and me, great, do it. If you want to listen to Manifesting with Kimberly, do it. She's great. I love Kim. Me and Kim have been friends a long time. She's wonderful. If you want to listen to Sammy Ingram, listen to Sammy Ingram. Absolutely love and adore Sammy Ingram. She's doing a great fucking job on her channel. Kudos to Sammy, okay? I'm a big fan of Tom Karen. I think he's wonderful. Tom Karen teaches you more from like a different perspective is like the best way to describe it. He teaches a lot from the Bible and A Course in Miracles and talks about different books. He talks more from like a very advanced stage, but in a good way to get you to like kind of snap out of the story and understand that it's not that hard. That's what I love about Tom. If you follow these people, you are in good hands. That doesn't mean I don't like other coaches. I'm just saying like these are people I don't mind listening to, right? So I think if you listen to them and listen to me, you're in good hands. Now, if you're going out there and go listen to other people, I cannot vouch for other people. And this is no hate to nobody. I love you guys, but I've had a lot of people tell me, well, I'm going to, like, just because somebody started a brand new YouTube or TikTok does not mean they're experts. Doesn't mean they're an expert, even if they have 100,000 followers. On YouTube, you have to, like, grow your following. Like, you have to actually know what the fuck you're talking about to grow your following. On TikTok, unfortunately, if you're super gimmicky, you can easily grow a following, okay? But like I said, that doesn't mean I hate I hate other coaches. I do love Cher Bear too. She's on TikTok. She offers good information. If you follow her along too, you're in good hands. Like I know her, I love her. She's a very good person. Oh, and Embody the State. What is his name? Whatever. Those are the people I recommend. Do not jump around to a bunch of coaches. You will be confused as fuck because for this simple reason, most people teach from different perspectives. The coaches I listed do not teach you from their limiting beliefs, meaning they're very good at separating their own limiting beliefs and do not project them onto you. They are at a state of consciousness where they can speak from knowledge and are good at what they do, and their followers get really fucking good results. Sammy Ingram, Manifesting with Kimberly, Tom Karen, Be Something Wonderful is his channel, Dylan James, and I did say Cher Bear because I love her and she's very sweet and she's a great person. So those 5 people you listen to, good. Unless you found somebody that's very similar to me, good. That's okay. But please stop jumping around. Stop jumping around, please. There's so much bullshit out there. Okay, I've been yelling about this for 10 minutes and I'm done. Like I literally just went on a rampage. It's because when I come at you that way, it's because I want you to get what you want. And I want you to fucking succeed. And I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. There was like, don't get me wrong, a couple years ago, I was listening to Shelly Bullard. I was listening to this person. I have nothing against Shelly. Don't think I hate her. I don't. But I was listening to like everyone, right? Like I had like a whole list of like 20 people I would watch. Mind you, I wasn't in the best state when I was doing this. I was going through some shit, even though I knew the law really well. I remember there was a point where I was listening to like 7 or 8 people and I admired all these people. I thought they were great. And I remember they all contradicted themselves and I felt more confused and I felt more triggered. Just don't do it, okay? Michael with Embody the State, yes, he's good too. I love him. He's really good at what he does. But remember, all these coaches offer like, we're all different, right? We all have different personalities. Like Sammy's like awesome. Like she's confident, but she's got that, I got that, which I respect and love. And Kim's got that, like the 3 of us have that little oomph, Cher Bear's got a little oomph in her too. She's super sweet though. Dylan has got that like, I don't know, he's got that little snap in his step too. Actually, we're all a little bit saucy if I think about it now. Okay, I'm done. Okay. Hi, first I love you and your videos. I want to ask you, how do I manifest postponement of my exams? Why don't you just manifest that you ace them? Period. That's it. I wish I could tell you more. You can only type so much. I'm going to have to book. Guys, if you need help and you're struggling and you feel like this isn't enough for you, book coaching. And if you can't afford, I know not everybody can afford a one-on-one call. I get that. But I keep my prices at what they're at because I just do. I have the email coaching too, just know that, okay? But remember, email coaching is a little different than one-on-one coaching. What do you think about Louise Hay? I love Louise Hay. If you're listening to Louise Hay, you are in great fucking hands. I heard a coach say, hold on. I heard a coach say that it's normal for SP to start acting weird when you are shifting realities. That can happen to, they're not wrong. They can start acting a little weird, yeah. But why do we even want to believe that there's a purge anymore? Because that's a belief in itself, okay? So I heard a coach say that it's normal for SP to start acting weird when you are shifting realities. That's not wrong. Sometimes, like, they'll be a little hot and cold because sometimes weird shit needs to happen in order for them to become that version. That's not wrong. But I'm assuming this is a purge. We don't have purges in our reality. Stop giving a fuck what the 3D shows you. And if you do give a fuck what the 3D shows you, create a self-concept where you don't give a fuck. That no matter what, you're solid. You're solid in Emma, you're solid in Broken in Heart, you're solid in Inte. I'm just grabbing random names, LaFleur, and whoever. All right? Okay. Is it possible for me to have a female body even though I was born male? Why don't you just revise that you were born female? I mean, if anything's fucking possible, just manifest you were born fucking female. Yeah, I would just revise that. Or you can revise that you have it. So that can manifest. Here's the thing. If you don't believe that's possible, it's not going to manifest for you. Remember, you got to change your beliefs about what's possible as well. So it's not that it's not possible. It's absolutely fucking possible, but you have to start believing that anything is truly possible. Do you see what I'm saying? Even changing your sex. So why don't you just change that, like you were born a female at birth. That's what I would do if that's what you truly want. Not that there's anything wrong with being transgender. Like, I'm just saying because that's what you're asking too. So you don't want to be a transgender female. From my understanding, you want to be female. So revise that you were born with, the hoo-ha at birth instead of the ding-ding. I don't know why I use those words, but okay. Hi from Germany. It's in the middle of the night. I want to reverse health issues. Okay, so if you want to reverse health issues, you can either imagine that you're completely healed now or revise it happening in the first place. So whenever you got the diagnosis, you can just imagine that like the doctor was wrong, or you can just imagine that it wasn't what you thought it was. This is like, I really like using revision when it comes to health. Like, I think it's the best way to do it. Or you can, it depends on where you're at, right? Because if you believe you're healed, maybe they'll give you like something that like cures it. Or maybe you'll be on TikTok or some shit and you find out turmeric helps your specific problem and then boom, it goes away, right? Like, we don't know the how, but look at both, okay? Yes, I am the universe. Yes, you are. Is it possible to have superpowers? I can fly. I mean, why not? I mean, you can okay, hold up. Flying, I mean, sure. I'm sure we can manifest that at some point, but you gotta believe you can fly, right? Like a birdie. I mean, you can always go skydiving or something like that and imagine that you take off instead. I mean, the truth is anything is possible. Now, reading mind, you're already doing, right? Because they are you pushed out, so they're thinking whatever you're thinking. So you already knew that. Welcome, Emma, to the channel. I just watch you. Well, here's the thing. It's always good to stick to one coach or two. It's not good to jump around, okay? I know I was like really on you guys earlier, but I love you all. When I get on you and I go on a rant, it's just who I am. It's because I want you to succeed and I want you to do well, all right? Yeah, just don't follow too many fucking people. Okay. Okay, yeah, you're on. Hello, Jackie. Hi, gorgeous. It's been a while. I listened to you and Kyle August. Okay, I've seen his stuff. If it's not, I don't know too much about Kyle. And here's the thing, I'm not the kind of person, I will always praise coaches. I will never tear anyone down, and I will never talk shit about anyone. It's just not my style. I don't know enough about him to be like, yeah, like his content's right up my alley. But if you're okay listening to both of us and it doesn't trigger you, then keep doing it. And even if someone does listen to someone that I wouldn't recommend, it's not like I'm ever going to say it, number one. Number two, if it resonates for you, that's fine, right? Always trust your own intuition, right? Michael embody the state. Yeah, he does a great job. I like him. Yes, do not jump around. I did that for a long time. Yeah, it honestly, I feel like it confuses people and it makes this whole journey a lot fucking harder. Honestly, if you're gonna jump around, you're just better off just listening to Neville straight up. Or just choosing one person and just like going with them. When you are manifesting SP, do they get thoughts immediately? Or do they get inundated with thoughts and affirmations at once? That's not how it works. So it happens normal and natural for them. They might start thinking about you out of nowhere. You got to remember, it's not the same version. So the shitty okay, if I can teach you guys anything, it's going to happen the way, will they start thinking about you when you're living in the end? Fuck yeah, they will. Will they start fantasizing about you? Fuck yeah, they will. But you shouldn't give a shit when it happens. Just know it's working. Do you see what I'm saying? Because when you're thinking the old SP, you're keeping the old SP alive. That's why, like, I'm really against, like, thought transmission. Like, who gives a fuck what they're thinking in the first place? Because if that's not the one you want, would you want to know their thoughts in the first place? We're not trying to change someone's mind. When you fully embody the state, that old person that didn't think you were worth it and didn't treat you like a queen and, like, was dating someone else disappears. The new one comes in and the new one's, like, crazy in love with you. It is no this or that. You either have the version that wants you or the version that doesn't, or like a half-assed version, right? Like we're always kind of, and who gives a fuck what they're thinking? Who gives a fuck? I guarantee you when they come back, they'll tell you, man, like I really started missing you and thinking about you. Yeah, because you ain't that idiot. You ain't that fool no more. Here's the thing. When you have a version of your SP that's not talking to you, that's blocked you, that's dating someone else, whatever the fucking story is, doesn't really fucking matter. It's not your SP. It's the wrong version. It's your SP, just not the right version, right? It's like we got SP that's rolling up in, like, I don't want to use this analogy, but I'm going to. We got the SP, not that there's anything wrong with shopping at these stores, but do we want the SP, right? Let's say ideal SP is wearing Versace. This isn't about brands, but we're just saying, right? Because Versace is more expensive. Ideal SP is wearing Versace or Hugo Boss, okay? He's everything you want. And I'll use a male as an example because I'm straight and that's where my brain goes naturally, okay? And let's say SP that you don't want is in a fucking potato sack. Ratty-tatty, smells, and his hair's all fucked up. You got the wrong version. If you got ratty-tatty potato man, potato head, SP, who gives a fuck what ratty-tatty's thinking? We don't want ratty-tatty in the first place. So we're not going to entertain any ideas about ratty-tatty. Do you see why I don't want you guys thinking about thought transmission? Because in a way, when you're always wondering what they're doing, you don't believe in it. Because if you knew it was working, you wouldn't question or give a fuck what they were thinking because you'd be like, I just want this SP anyways. So stop thinking about Mr. Potato Head and think about the Versace Armani model in Hugo Boss, okay? We want the fine-ass one that's obsessed with us and wants to, like, lick us at any moment and give us orgasms, right? You want the one that's wealthy, that's hot, that's drops on their knees to do anything for you and treats you like a queen. You don't want the smelly, nasty one that hasn't been cleaned and is wearing a fucking potato sack. Do you want Mr. Potato Head? This is why a lot of you don't have what you want because you think you have to change Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head and Mr. Hugo Boss are not the same guy. Do you see what I'm saying? He changes to Hugo Boss because you finally are in the state and now he reflects it. And that's why shit happens fast. So who gives a fuck what Mr. Potato Head thinks? Do you want Mr. Potato Head? He stinks. He's nasty. He hasn't washed his ass in a year. And he's just gross. Do you want Ratty Tatty? What do you guys want? Okay, now I'm just being funny. Okay. Okay, let me look. Embody the state, Michael. Facts, girl. You guys are funny. Okay, well, I'm gonna use that example from now on. He has some fun metaphors. I bet he does. But like I said, if you like him, great. Okay. Yes, do not jump around. Okay, when you're okay, we already talked about that. Let's affirm this week about the 3D. No, let's affirm we don't give a fuck about the 3D and we're staying solid in who we are and we just live in the end. We're going to affirm that we stay, not even affirm, just become solid in your self-concept that you do not give the 3D any, not that you ignore it, but you don't give it any significance. Like, you just don't give a shit. You're neutral to the 3D. You're like, whatever. You're indifferent to the 3D because you know you're getting your shit. You just need to believe in that. And you need to, if you don't believe in that, then you need to change your self-concept regarding who you truly are. I actually manifested free food, haha, and oil change. Good for you. Hey, small's better than nothing. You go there and you'll get it. Sometimes you got to start small to build up your faith. Emma, ask your SP when they're taking you to a nice fancy dinner in SP. Ask SP when they are taking you to a nice fancy dinner. Guys, wait, Emma, no, don't reach out to your SP. Please don't right now, especially if you're not in the state. You can have a conversation like that with them when you're together or when they're coming around or when the bridge of incidents play out. But in your mind, imagine the one you want. Stop playing with Mr. Potato Head. Emma, you be playing with Mr. Potato Head too much. Okay. I'm just going to call the unideal SP like Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head or the Potato Head. Would that be correct? Because it's he, she, right? Their potato head. That makes sense? I don't know. Okay. I was persisting on revising a circumstance. I got a phone call and the circumstance was present. I don't know what you're trying to change. Here's the thing, if you're focusing on changing the circumstance, you might it sounds like to me, you're focusing on the circumstance not being there and it's making you create more of what you don't want. So you need to create a solution which would imply that it doesn't exist. Does that make sense? So try doing that instead, because a lot of times people think like, oh, the third party, she met someone else. Third party met someone else. Third party met someone else. Third party and SP broke up. Third party and SP broke up. While it works here, I'll be honest with you. This sometimes works for some people. But if you are hella triggered by the third party and them being together, what do you think you're doing every time you're doing that? You're actually focusing more on what you don't want and you're creating more of it. When in reality, the best way to get rid of the third party is to focus on you and SP being together. And if you don't like that they've moved on to someone else, then just affirm or revise that you've always been together. Do you see what I'm saying? Then you're putting the focus back on you and shit changes faster. I caught my SP talking to a friend. How do I revise that? You need to change. It doesn't matter if they were talking to your friend or not. You can revise that, but I would revise that you gotta change your self-concept over the fact that you could be left by someone. You don't feel chosen and you have insecurities. You gotta become a secure person that doesn't matter. Why don't you become so secure you don't care if another person's, genitalia is in your SP's face and they'll still won't cheat. Or you can just believe that people don't come onto your SP or your SP doesn't hit on other people because they're so infatuated with you. You need to work on your self-concept about being chosen and good enough and being a priority, okay? Thanks for your advice. What do you think about twin flames? Twin flames? Bullshit! Well, I will admit I do use the hashtag sometimes on my TikToks to go to a broader audience. Stay away from the notion of twin flames. You can think that your SP is your twin flame, but do not buy all the hype, right? Like if you like the idea of him being your twin flame, that's fine. Just don't believe all that bullshit, right? Like the what's it called? The karmic relationships and some of it is similar to law of assumption, I'll be honest, but a lot of it's just a lot of bullshit. No. That's like believing in horoscopes and I still believe I'm a huge Saggy and I love being a Saggy because I'm sassy as fuck, but I'm also part Scorpio. But I take it to there and that's it, right? Like personality traits. But they sometimes say that Sagittariuses aren't fucking loyal and I'm the most loyal fucking person to a T and I'm that doesn't apply to me. So if you still want to relate to horoscopes and fun stuff like that, the things you don't like, you could be like, that doesn't relate to me, right? Like, he is my SP or twin flame because he's my other half, but all that bullshit it comes with doesn't apply to me, right? Or I don't believe in that. So you always have that option, okay? Target or Dollar Tree for what? This? Is that what you're talking about? I do shop at Target and Dollar Tree. I have no fucking shame in that. No fucking shame. This is actually from Dollar Tree, believe it or not. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, haha. I don't give an F about the 3D. There you go. How about we don't give a fuck about the 3D? We're getting our shit. That will be the tagline for next week, okay? By the way, how many of you, if I was to start a, I'm gonna always do lives, I think like a half hour or whatever, but I'm gonna start a like membership group on here where I like created other videos for you guys and I'm gonna offer other like little incentives. How many of you would actually sign up for it? Because I'm like looking into doing that, but it's not gonna be how this just is. Like, it's gonna offer more things. So I do wanna start doing that because I think a lot of you will benefit from that and we'll be able to talk more. Okay, what you just explained with thought transmission is brilliant. Whoa, something just clicked. What was it that clicked, Tina? Can you share what clicked? Because think about it. If you're sitting there like, oh, are they receiving my thoughts? Then you don't fucking believe that they've received your thoughts. Then you're thinking they're still the old SP, because think about it. Old SP has to think the new thoughts. Old SP hasn't changed yet. Old SP is still with the third party. Why are you even entertaining the old? Because most people, everyone that wants to know about thought transmission is not living in the end. They're just not. So fuck thought transmission. Just trust that when you're living in the estate, boom, you have the Armani boss hot fucking guy who falls on his knees and gives you head all the time or whatever, then the smelly potato head. Stop playing with Mr. Potato Head. I gotta make a video about it. Okay. I know I can be a little bit graphic sometimes. What are your thoughts on birds before land? Birds before land in signs means you have entered the state. It is done, my friend. So stop looking for it to come. It's already done. It will unravel on its own. Okay? There is no signs, your manifestation's coming. That's a video I'm posting soon. So be ready for it. Signs means you're in the state. Neville even said, signs don't proceed, they follow. Okay, I'm yelling. Membership. So membership is coming. So just know that. Have you astral projected before? I have. I want to do it more. Broken internet. If you have a suggestion for what I can do to strengthen that. I jumped out of my body once when I was like real young and like I floated above my body, freaked out and plopped back in. My ears were ringing like crazy too right before. The book said that your ears start ringing before you pop out. Like I had to imagine myself getting smaller and smaller, and then I astral projected outside of my body and was like, oh, that's me! Whoa! And then I popped right back in. I was so terrified. But yeah, I have astral projected once. I meant the stores in reference to the SP. Yeah! Yeah! Like, do you want dollar store? Do you want dollar store SP? Or do you want... What's a really high-end store? Neiman Marcus? Do you want Neiman Marcus SP? I mean, it's like, do you want McDonald's? Do you want like McDonald's hamburger fake soy meat? Or do you want like filet mignon, grass-fed, organic? I actually don't eat animals that walk anymore because I feel bad for them because they're all pushed out and it grosses me out. But regardless of the situation, what do you want? Do you want something from McDonald's, or do you want something from like a high-end steakhouse where you know it's like amazing quality and it's organic and it's like, I don't know, it's wild caught salmon versus the fish fillet at fucking McDonald's. You know what I mean? That shit ain't even fish probably. All right, I'm just saying, that's just my opinion. I know technically we don't have to have those kind of things, and it's our beliefs that create illnesses and all that, but it's already so ingrained in me, I probably won't change my beliefs about food and all that. I'm not a big fan of McDonald's. This live is not sponsored by McDonald's. Okay, I love it. I've been seeing his name everywhere. You could just believe that's your sign. Stop, yes. I want to manifest a friend group. You should. Don't manifest a friend group. You have a bunch of amazing friends. Just imagine yourself having all these amazing girlfriends. Just like everyone, or like friends, like, or guy friends or whatever. Like an amazing, it could be like a mixed group of friends, right? Just imagine that like you're always busy. People are always inviting you to things, that like you are part of all these different friend groups and they're all really tight. They're all amazing and there for you. Ever had 2 days of frustration? Maria, I'm cracking up. You're too cute. I am a silly Billy. If you guys have noticed anything about me, I do like to rant. I do get off topic sometimes, and I do use analogies because it's just how I rule. I want to be wined and dined and 69. I like that one. Yes, we want SP, who's in Hugo Boss that shops at Neiman Marcus, takes us to the nice steakhouse, and we are able to order the wild-caught salmon. We do not want Mr. Potato Head that takes us to the dollar store and buys us fake-ass meat, and then we're, walking through the fucking drive-thru at McDonald's. No, it's not what we want. No. And then we got a fake Mrs. Potato Head there on top of it because our self-concept shit. Nah, dude. That's my potato head, but the wrong version of my potato head, okay? All right, I'm just being silly. Astral projection music and doing it before naps. Okay, I heard it's better to do during the day or something, or like from like morning until the afternoon, I don't know. Can I revise by imagining telling a friend? Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, just imagine your friend like, oh my God, it changed, can you believe that? Or imagine telling your manifestation buddy, Jackie, or imagine telling me. Imagine that you're typing it out on the live and you're like, oh my God, Maria, it happened, I revised it. That would work too. I tell you guys to do it all the time. I actually tell my clients to do that quite a lot because sometimes people feel like they have no one to talk to. I can imagine taste of honey. Okay, for some of you that are on here, I am going to start needing moderators because it's growing every week and it's getting more popular and I'm noticing more people on. So if you're on here like LaFleur, I know, it's Jackie, I know. LaFleur, you've been here a few times. If you want to be a moderator, DM me on Instagram or on TikTok, and I will have some of you help me when the lives get real crazy. I mean, we're not quite there yet, but eventually I'm going to need moderators. And this little sneaky fuck wants to drink my kombucha. No, bro. You're not. Nah. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Emma, don't talk to your dad about LOA. Just imagine he likes LOA. Just imagine he's already that version. I sent you an email. Cool. All right, guys. Yes, every Monday. What's the time now? We are done for the evening. It's been 1 hour. Revise the circumstance before 2. I know I can too. Good girl. But you need it. Hold on, Jackie. One last thing before I wrap it up for the night. Make sure you're always changing your self-concept around why it's there in the first place. Do you see what I'm saying? You need to believe that you need and change your self-concept because you said you revised the circumstance before 2, so now I can. Yes, but we need to change your self-concept around it. Guys, don't just change like SP unblocking you or little things, right? Like sometimes we think we're revising the real thing and you are for an instance, but it can keep happening because you're not changing the root cause, right? Maria's crew. Yes, you are Maria's crew. Me, I'm Pizza on Instagram. Okay, just let me know. I'm not going to remember all your names, like meaning your names on here and on Instagram. Just be like, hey, it's broken internet from YouTube. Do you see what I'm saying? All right. Emma, he wants a video explaining it. Well, I would just give him a book on Neville. Or he can watch one of Brian Scott's YouTubes. Like, Brian Scott's great at explaining. Not that other coaches can't, they can. My SP contacted me after 2 years of no contact, but there's still a little circumstance. That doesn't matter. Congratulations, Jackie. You have come a long way. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. Emma, have him watch The Secret. It's on YouTube. Yeah, that too. Oh, it's still on there? I feel like it always gets... No. I don't need anyone's emails. By the way, guys, do not put your personal information in these fucking chats. Meaning, like, it's okay you're here with your picture, but do not put your emails in here. Don't put it in the chat. Because remember, people can come back to these and see them. And I mean, we don't want to create weirdos coming to us, but at the same time, you just never know who's watching this. So, but don't feel like... The only people that can see this are people that follow us and are into the law anyway, so it doesn't matter. But just don't put your personal information out there. Because to me, email is personal information. So you can always have your little avatar in the thing. But
For the yeah, I know that, LaFleur, but go to Instagram or my TikTok, okay? And message me there. Or send me an email to my email. The TikTok has it up there, okay?
All right, much love to you guys. But for next week, let's work on not giving a fuck what we see in the 3D and persisting in the end, okay? We persist in the end and then creating a self-concept like the 3D doesn't fucking matter. I always get what the fuck I want. I know I'm more than good enough, right? Like, I believe it, then I see it. Or I'm so solid that just start believing that just once you live in the end, it's done. And like, you know it's all working out for you. Just work on believing that you're the creator of your reality and you can have anything, okay? Love you guys.
I know this is a little all over the place live, but
I will let you know if next week's live will be at 8 o'clock. It'll either be really late or I might do it a day or two before, okay? It might be like Saturday night instead because I'm gonna be out of town next week. And I think on Monday I might be predisposed at 8 p.m. But I'll let you know, okay? Much love to you guys. Bye. But even if I'm not on that Monday, I'll be on the next Monday.